Hi team. Okay, so welcome everyone to WMF Footballers, your favorite football training. Yeah, so we have our two guest coaches. Unfortunately, Coach Eve can't be with us today, but she is here in spirit. So can you please introduce yourselves?
So I'm Esmond James, I'm the franchise manager for TW.
And I'm Sean Conlon. I'm involved in helping all the franchises.
Okay, awesome. So we received some, very interesting questions that the public really want to know about holiday camps. So I'm going to go ahead and go through them. So the first one, can you please describe in one word what camp is?
What camp is?
Yeah, what is camp in one word?
In one word.
Is that too hard?
Fun. For me, fun. Camp is fun.
Okay.
It's hard to get it down to one word.
Yeah. I'll get it down to one word.
I'd say fun, yeah.
Okay.
The camps are a time where we could work with the players for 5 hours period. What is it? 10 o'clock in the morning through to 3 in the afternoon. 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 5 hours. So that gives us a lot of time where it's not so rushed with the work we're doing. We get to know the players better rather than just seeing for the 1 hour a week. They get to feel like they know the coaches well. They get to feel part of the community. No, the camps are awesome. Like I think that the reason why we thought it's a good idea to get a little film together and talk through the camps and what they are. I think our customers of 10 years ago, or the parents we had and children who were coming 10 years ago, they knew about it because a lot of conversations. But maybe some of the players who come, they maybe think that We Make Footballers is just about the weekly training. But the holiday camps are important.
Awesome. Thank you for that, guys. Okay, so the next question. One of our parents wants to know, will there be other activities or will it just be football?
I think the main aspect of the day is to play as much football as we can, but we will incorporate other games into that. So it won't just be ball at their feet. It will be working in teams, working individually without the ball. So a lot of little fun-based games. So not necessarily just with the football, but team bonding as well. So so it's not just football. That's obviously our main aim, but yeah.
Especially with the youngest ones, like the 5 to 6 year olds, maybe some of the 7-year-olds who are very new to football. I mean, all kids that age are new to football really, but you'll have even some 7-year-olds now have been playing since they've been 4 years old in the coached environment.
Yeah.
So essentially they've been playing a good three years at that point. But yeah, maybe some of them who are very new to football, only been doing it a few months or something, or maybe 6 months, those players might be in with the younger players, and that introductory group, it's massively game based. That the kids at that age probably don't even realise they're playing football. They're playing Pirates and Crabs. They're playing relay races, Robin Hoods. Yeah, a lot of stuff that is just improving their core. It's building on their imagination, developing their love for the game, and there happens to be a football involved as well. We teach because we've got our own. We want players to be the best they can be, so we will sneak good technique in there, but the kids probably don't realise it.
Love that. So you mentioned working on your core. So how does a ball help you work on your core as a part of an activity during holiday camp?
Okay. So what I mean by that is that, say it's going to be a relay race game, okay, and you've got all the children in their different groups. They sprint out to one cone, run back, sprint out to the next cone, run back. The next one, it might be hopping out to the cone and hopping back. It might be doing roly-polies and back, backward running. So we're not at that age. It's not good to specialise in one sport. You need to be developing the ABCs, agility, balance, coordination. So that's what we need to be working on. Developing the athlete, and then that makes it easier to then teach football later on the technical sides. If I explain that right, would you agree with
Yeah,
that?
no, I agree with that. And then more for so I think you cover like the younger ages, and then more when it comes to the older ages, we're like working on their speed, agility, mobility. So that all comes into play. Having a ball in your hands, whether you're having it at your feet and having to, like you say, if we was working on technique work, for example, balance on one leg, can you volley the ball back? So it's all interlinked.
Yeah, like to be a footballer, I think everyone kind of knows now, like the four corners are so important, which are the physical side of the game, the technical side, the social side, and the mental side. You can't deny in football, as much as we want players, we don't want to like forget about the shabbies and like the Modric's and all the super intelligent players. Like we need to keep those players coming through, and like if you only prioritise athleticism, then you're going to get players. Well, I don't want to like talk about but we don't want only physical players. Like that's not going to be good to anyone. England are not going to win any World Cups like that. But we can't deny that the game is faster now. It's played at a very high tempo. It's all about high pressing, recovery runs. Like the players need to be fit and move well. So if our players can be the best they can be, we have to make sure that we're developing the athletic side of the game. And like when these kids get to 12 years old, 13 years old, they may not want to play football. So we still need to do a job at like developing the whole athlete, because if you're coming to our holiday camps, essentially, you could be going to a rugby camp, you could take your kid to a rugby camp, a tennis camp. We hope that you'd come to our camp, and we're going to cater for all their needs as a child.
Awesome. So you kind of answered the question a bit earlier, but I'm just going to relay what a parent has asked me. So the parent said, please let me know what camp is, because my 5-year-old boy was just asking. So we have a parent who has a 5-year-old boy who really wants to know what a We Make Footballers camp is. So what can you say about that?
Yeah, like I said, I think we have kind of answered it before. But yeah, I mean, it would help to like explain it again, maybe a bit more like the structure of the day is.
Yeah. So camp start from 10 up until 3. So we've got a structure for each day. It might be, so every day we have a different theme. So it might be a shooting theme, a movement theme, passing, dribbling, whatever it might be. So for the morning session from 10 till 12, they'll do set different drills, certain games that will focus on that technique.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So that's from 10 to 11, and then from 11 till 12 they'll be going into like number games and matches and focusing on trying to use that skill in those games.
Oh yeah.
So that's how.
So what might be a theme for Monday? Have you planned it yet? Do you know?
Not yet.
So what was Monday at the last camp, for instance?
Monday at the last camp was dribbling.
Okay.
Was dribbling. So how our camps are different now from the past. In the past, it would be, say, 2 coaches have their own group and you'll have them for the whole day.
Okay.
But now what we do, because we feel like it could, for kids and for coaches, it could be a bit tedious working with just the same kids the whole week. So we do it in like a circuit base. So each coach will get to spend time with each group and each age group.
Okay, cool.
So it works out, well, we think, and getting response from the kids, that it works better that way. So say for example in the morning, each drill or game will last 15 minutes. So you'd have 4 groups. So each group will work on that drill for 15 minutes, so they get a chance to do a different game, work with different coaches.
Yeah.
That's how the structure of it works.
Cool. And then
Excellent.
like the Tuesday might be a shooting theme, or the Wednesday might be skills and tricks. Okay. Passing theme on Thursday.
Could be, say, stuff like timing. So like, especially for the more advanced children, so like the timing of your pass, the timing of your run, etc. So it differs. I haven't come up with a schedule. Well, I haven't come up with what we're doing on each day yet, but it'll be good.
So we I'm just logging onto our syllabus now. Like We Make Footballers have a syllabus that we look at through the whole year. So for our players that are doing a lot with us, and we know that parents and players that, you know, like, hopefully it's coming from the players more, where like they've all got different focuses. So some children, like, purely, like, they just want to come and just enjoy the WMF footballers. They know that it's going to be a really, like, professional training environment, and they're going to get a great experience. It's safe. The coaches love what they're doing. They're great coaches, passionate. And then there are maybe other players who their focus is to play for their local team, and they're really, you know, that's really important to them and their families. And, you know, that's where we have the partnerships with the local clubs. Finally, you'll get some players that, like, really are practicing so much. They're working out, they're solving problems, they're actually starting to get some real talent for football, and they have actually got an opportunity to go into a professional club. And we cater for all the different age groups. We make sure we've got those pathways within our programme. We want players to be the best they can be. And then the players that are in those maybe like top 2 brackets, so they should be doing, really, if they want to be, they're competing with other players who are going to be doing these they're training a lot in the week. And like, if we look at players who are looking to get into professional clubs, whether you're actually signed or, you know, under 9s upwards, players are at clubs and they're doing 4 training sessions a week. Now, if you're looking to take the place of an academy player, you have to be getting more hours than those players, and you have to be competing against players who are around about that same level. So maybe that's playing against children who are older than you, or you know, you definitely have to be around like top coaches, and then you have to be getting, like I said, you know, there's just no substitute for the hours of football. And then you need to combine that. The training is the most important thing, because that's where the habits are going to get formed and refined and corrected. But then you actually then have to put the time in experimenting and practicing the habits that have been created at the weekly sessions, and maybe some one-to-one sessions. And then the holiday camps, that's why I talk about holiday camps so much, because that is part of the development programme. Because this Easter period, and I know, like, this is going a bit elite now, and you know, I only know this is like for a small portion of players and parents as well, and for what they want for their children. But you know, this is still important. And even if you're going to play at a top grassroots team, you know, you have to be getting your hours and practicing. So this part of the syllabus, it's the holiday camp period. We want to get their hours of practicing. They're playing for a team as well. This I'm going to just go through the training program now. Can you remember, Teo? Can you remember what page it's on our website? In fact, I think it's what, because we've just redeveloped our new website. So I think it's on coach and playing style. I think it's at the bottom here. No, it's not. Okay. All right. Why WMF? Let's try that one. Please be on this one. Okay. It's not here. Never mind. Okay. So you can go and find it. Scroll through our website, search through, and then you can see like our full syllabus of everything we want to work on. I talked about the physical, mental, social, and the technical side of the game. So they're like the 4 areas. But within that, there's then within physical, for instance, we need to make sure our players have got good agility. They've got good jumping. They're good at jumping. They're good at sprinting. They've got pace. They've got endurance. Think about any other things on physical? Core strength.
Yep.
That's probably some of the main ones. Then when you then go into technique, you've then got good passing ability, good shooting, like all the sort of tricks and turns. You can then break that down into, like, you know, a micro level of Ronaldo chops, drag back turns, like all of the different turns that you need to have. So all of that, all of the stuff that we need to teach across the yearly syllabus that we work with our players on, that isn't going to happen just by the once a week training. I know I'm repeating myself a bit, but yeah, it's the holiday camps where all the syllabus fits in, where we're thinking about these players who are coming to the 6 holiday camps here and the weekly training. I'm getting the wrap it up sign. Okay, so I'll stop talking.
Coach Sean is very passionate, guys, and I hope that you can get that. Okay, so we only have 2 questions left. So one of the questions that was asked was, my daughter is attending the whole week of camp. What will she gain?
I'm not talking anymore. I'm going break.
What will she gain? She'll make new friends. Like without doubt, she'll make new friends. Just working with so many different children, she's going to learn new skills, which is only going to benefit her in her football career and outside of football, whether she's looking to play for a team or just.
You know, no disrespect to other sports, but all the cool kids play football.
It's true. We do.
So if the kid is going to be cool, then yeah, they need to be playing football, basically.
Okay, and so to wrap it up, we have our last question, and that question.
So soon. I want to keep talking.
You can learn from just watching. You need to be able to do it and get out and do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Like there's quite a few players who can do things unopposed, and it looks great. Like they're just going up to a cone and going back, and that is an important part of the development process to learn. Like no pressure, like no one tackling you. But then, if you've mastered a skill at that unopposed level, you then need to be able to apply it opposed, because that's where you can actually apply it in a real game. So that's where you can really do a skill, when you can do it every time against an opponent under pressure, and then that's where you're a top player. So yeah, absolutely, just trying things out with the freedom of like not being in a rush. Like weekly sessions, like awesome, so important. But you'll get half an hour of matches at the weekly sessions. Camps, you're getting hours a day of training, and then just you're allowed to just play like kids.
Yeah.
We know like when we were kids, we would just play for hours. Like, I know. Like as soon as I got home from the park, it was just my friends would knock for me. We'd go to the park and you just play, and then that's where you develop so much skill. And like there's been huge stuff in the media and like anyone like in the football community. It's been repeated over and over and over how the England in the past haven't had enough flair. Our kids haven't had enough free coaching time. So everyone like knows that. I don't want to like bore everyone with that, but it's so important that people are out there like putting their kids in a place where they can just play in a safe place. Yeah. I actually wrote a couple of things down before we did this, and saying how even just the point of like developing character and personality. I said about like the cool kids, but just by being with kids who like aren't at school with you, hanging out with kids who are, you've got to make friends. That's such an important life skill. Like that, even like adults, we all need it. Like we need to go and meet new people and be able to get on and deal with people. Some people that you don't necessarily always get on with. You've got to find ways to get through that and deal with different people. That happens at the camps. Even to the point of like I think like I worry when I read about so many children like on the iPads just staying indoors so much, going from school, going straight home, and then lots of kids getting like ill for picking up flu and things. I reckon, I'm not no sort of like science on this, but like surely it develops that immune system better just being outdoors, getting a bit of that that fresh air. I feel so important in the holidays. So even if they're not going to like the camps with us, definitely kids need to be doing camp somewhere.
Okay, awesome. So guys, that is the end of the Q&A. How are you feeling, Coach Esmond?
Good. Looking forward to it.
And how are you feeling, Coach Sean?
I'm good. I felt disappointed I got the wrap it up. So I'll work on that for the next one that we have of these.
Awesome. Okay, so quickly, before we leave, please give us the details of the upcoming camps this Easter holiday.
Teddington next week on Broom Road.
Whoop.
Which will be 10 o'clock in the morning through to 3 in the afternoon. It is outdoors for the week, but we've got a pavilion, so if there are some periods of rain, then we'll dash inside and we'll take cover, and then back out, so that's all cool. Then the following week, Lambton School in Hounslow, again same times. Oh, that's 9th to the 13th, that one. Yeah, so next is 3rd to the 6th. Yeah? Cool. Oh, sorry. And then we've also got Sunbury and Chiswick. So Chiswick, we've got so many camps running, it's hard to remember them all.
I know, right?
So Chiswick, for all the West Londoners, same dates, after the bank holiday Monday, they've got indoors and outdoors. Amazing coach Marcelo down there with his West London Chiswick team. Then on the Sunbury, coach Yuri, he's running his first camp.
What?
Congratulations to Yuri on that. We need to make it a success. The We Footballers community need to be out in force. So that is the 9th to the 13th as well. They've got a stunning facility over at Bishop One School, indoors and massive AstroTurf. So yeah, we need to fill that up for Coach Yuri.
Amazing. So I think to end it, you guys should give yourself a round of applause because you have been amazing. I'll do it for you. Okay, thank you for joining us on our first YouTube Live. We hope we see you once again. And please get in touch with us about holiday camps to learn more. Bye. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.